Hey friends, so today I want to talk to you guys. I always start this out so awkward, but today I want to talk to you guys about doing a no-buy year. So me and Michael really, well, I think me more than him, but I really want to do a no-buy year. I get so excited, it's like my mouth and brain won't work together. But the thing is, there are 4 of us adults in this house, and I don't think that a no-buy year is going to work for us. Now, I'm not going to say that no one with 4 adults in the house can make a no-buy year work, but today makes a week into January. Today's the 7th, so it makes a week into January, and it's already proven that it's not going to work for us to have a no-buy, even though you can kind of make your own rules when it comes to no-buy, like what counts and what doesn't. I think that technically what we are going to do should probably be called a low buy instead of a no-buy, because I don't want people to get their selves in a fidge. I was going to say another expression, but I'll leave that off of the internet. Okay, anyway, we want to do a low buy year. I guess that's the better way to say it than no buy. Let's say we want to do a low buy year. We have a little bit of debt, and I really would like to get that paid off so that we have no debt whatsoever. And in order to do that, we are going to really have to buckle down and not buy just frivolous things. Michael has a good job. He recently got a promotion about 6 months ago. So we have more money coming in than we've ever had in the past. But with the economy the way that it is right now, we are also struggling as bad as we ever have. Like right now, when I was at Save-A-Lot the other day, a 12-pack of eggs was $8.99. $8.99. So of course I did not buy that thing of eggs. But then I went to Walmart and they had some for $4 something, but they were sold out. But anyway, I guess you're just gonna have to shop around. That's something we're gonna have to implement, is shopping around. But anyhow, I just want to touch base with a few different things that we're going to try to do this year. I have it all written down because I am so scatterbrained that there's no way in a million years that I'm going to be able to remember all of this unless I write it down. So bear with me, and if you're interested in trying to pay off a little debt, then maybe something I say will help you too. First of all, I had to get a piece of candy, a bottle of water, because my mouth gets so dry because I get so excited and I just start rambling. But anyway, I want to give a disclaimer that I am not like some business guru. I am not a professional. I am in no way, shape, or form like trying to give you like perfect money advice. But I just want to like tell you, because clearly I have some debt myself. So, but I want to tell you some of the things that have worked for us in the past, and some of the things that we're going to implement that hopefully will help us in the future. Okay. First of all, we don't have a car payment. We drive very, very old vehicles. Now, what comes with that is we're the oldest vehicles in the parking lot. We're not ashamed of that because, well, it just doesn't bother us. Some people it might bother, depends on you and how you feel about things. It does not bother us that we are in old vehicles. It doesn't bother us at all. But we do not have a car payment, so that helps us out immediately. Now, with that, we have to work on our vehicles. We have to replace parts. Things go wrong. We break down. But Michael is very handy, and he can fix most things, and if he can't fix it, he has the ability to learn how to fix it and correct it pretty quickly. Me, I'm just his cheerleader, his tool handler. Like I'm saying, he'll say, I need this, and I'll just hand it over. And when he gets something fixed, I'm like, yay, you did it. That's about the extent of what I know. I do know how to put like windshield wiper fluid or some oil in, or how to change a tire or something like that. But past that point, I don't know. We don't have a mortgage. We don't have cable TV. We've not had cable TV in many years. We have no subscription services. We don't have Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, any of that stuff. We have none of that. Like I said, there's 4 adults in the house. When my kids were growing up, we just used DVDs and things like that they liked, and they didn't mind to watch those things over and over and over. And you also can go to the library, rent DVDs. Now I'm sure there's a digital way to rent things from the library. Like I said, my kids are adults now. So there's plenty of free access out there. Plus you can get on YouTube. They have free movies. If you have, like, I think it's the Roku, you can get something, I think it's Tubi maybe, and you can watch free TV on that, I believe. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that one. But we just use YouTube. My adult sons, they don't even do TV. They just piddle on their phones. I don't know what they but me and Michael, we use YouTube and watch like all the things that we like. We have completely different tastes, but that's what we watch. And then we don't have landline phones. We do have cell phones. Sorry about the candy. We do have cell phones, but we have not had a landline phone in many, many years. And that helps us tremendously, which I don't think a lot of people have landline phones now. My mom does. We do not. We do, like I said, have cell phones. There's 4 of us. That adds up. But there are plans out there, including Mint Mobile, where you can get plans like as low as like $15 a month. And you can get like so much data, so much, I mean, I think you get unlimited talk and text and so much data, maybe 5 gigs or something like that, for like $15 a month per line, and that's pretty good. Unfortunately, we just go through our local phone company because that's who we've always had, and we really need to look into switching companies and lowering that. That's something we really need to look into this year. Our electric bill is not usually as high as most people's because we do not have a heat pump. We don't use electric heat. We have propane. So, but in return for that, then we have to buy propane. So it about evens out. We pay a garbage bill. We have to pay for our propane, obviously. We pay an internet bill. You could lower your package, and now even the lowest package is obviously going to play your YouTube videos and things like that. We have a higher package because one of my sons is really into online gaming, and he needs it for that. But you can look around. If you live in the city, then you probably have more options on internet than we do here in a rural area. Here we have one option. We have one internet company, and you take what you get. Your car insurance, we use a local company because that's just who we've always had the last 25 years. I am certain there are other insurance companies out there that have cheaper prices for the same stuff that we're getting right now. We have health insurance that we get through my husband's work, and that is the cheapest health insurance around that we can find. So that there's no better option for that. So we have health insurance through his work. We will continue to pay all of our bills. We will continue to pay for our car insurance, our tags, which thankfully we just paid our tags and insurance on our vehicles in December. We paid that for 2 years, so we should be good for that with that. But we will continue to pay our health insurance, pay for our medications and our co-pays. If our animals get sick, we will pay for vets and medications for our animals. We have, like I said, we have goats, so if need be, we would take them to the vet or whatever if we had to. We will be buying feeds for them, hay, medications, supplements, whatever is required there. We have a cat, so we will be buying cat litter. We have dogs, we'll be buying dog food, cat food, groceries. I'm not going to put us into starvation. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to put us into starvation to do this low buy year on groceries. But what I am going to do is try to make a shopping list, place the order online, and do a pickup, which avoids going into the store where you make impulse purchases and raise your grocery bill. I'm going to go through my cabinets, through my pantry, through my freezer, my deep freeze, and see what we have and make a meal plan. That's what it's called. I'm going to make a meal plan with what we have the first few weeks and use up most of what we have here to try to save some. And then after that, I'm going to make a meal plan that I can rotate. Like for 4 weeks, for an entire month, each week we're going to have this week, the next week, the next week, the next week, we're going to have the same meals over. We'll have 7 meals. Then for the first week, then the next week we're going to have those same 7 meals. The next week we're going to have those same 7 meals. The next week we're going to have the same 7 meals. Just so that it's easier on me to just go online and hit order again, and I can just make those meals, have the stuff. And then if I have anything left over from the previous week, if we need a bigger batch, I'll have the leftovers already here. And then instead, like some people, I know people who do this and they do it all throughout the year and they don't get sick of having those same meals. Now, I know my family and I know that they would get sick of them. So I'm going to try to do it like a month or 6 weeks at a time. We'll try it out, see how it goes. If they start saying, we just had this last week, then, I'll start switching it up. But I really don't anticipate seeing any complaints from my vultures. I'm just teasing. We all eat whatever's put in front of us, and we don't usually have complaints. We are going to avoid buying a lot of junk stuff. I'm going to shop the sales first of all. I should have said that a while ago. I'm going to try to shop sales for our meats and things. I'm going to try to get those while they're on sale, to do the bulk shopping, and then break it down, put it in the freezer so that you have it when you need it. Sometimes you just cannot do that, because if you're going to shop the sale and then you're also wanting to do a pickup, some of these stores that has the sale does not have the pickup. And then if you're trying not to go into the sale but you want to do a pickup, it's kind of hard, because you're trying not to go into the store and you want to do a pickup, but they don't have pickup. So what do? Do you go into the store and risk spending more money, or do you not shop the sale, go somewhere else and do the pickup? You just got to weigh your options there. So we're not going to buy a bunch of junk. We're not going to be buying all the things that you pop in the microwave and eat in 2 seconds. We're going to try to limit how much of that kind of thing we're buying. We're not going to be buying tons of chips. We're not going to be buying tons of snacks. It's going to be fruits, vegetables, basic things that we can use to make a meal, ingredients that you can use to make a meal. That's the kind of things that we're going to try to buy. But I'm not going to put myself in a position that I have to cook a big ingredient meal every single day. I'm not going to do that, because I have sicknesses. chronic illnesses, I guess I should say. I had a heart attack last year. I'm not going to put all the pressure throughout this year on me to have to do all the cooking every single day. I'm not going to do that. So if we need to buy Hot Pockets, if we need to buy pizza rolls and they're on sale, I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. We will buy things for house upkeep. But I have a lot of cleaning supplies already. I'm not buying anything to clean this house until I have used up every single bottle of every single product that's already in this house. I do not care. I'm not trying any new products until all the ones I have are used and gone and these cabinets are cleared out. I'm not buying Lysol wipes if I have a spray cleaner in there and a cleaning rag in there that I can use instead. It's wasteful. So I'm going to use up the sprays and just use a cloth to wipe things up instead of going out and buying Lysol wipes. So I'm going to try to use all my products up before I go out and buy any more products. And I'm not buying any new products to test. I'm just going to stick with my tried and true products that I know work, that I know that I know that I like, that I know don't agitate my allergies or my sensitivities to smell. I'm just going to stick with the ones that I know work for us. From now on, no more trying out new things because it's the new thing on the market. Stick with what I know. I am going to allow us to buy replacement things like shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, those kinds of things. If we run out, we will replace it. But I am not going to replace it. I'm not going to go out and all of us have long hair except for Michael. He has a long beard, but the rest of us have long hair. I'm not going out and letting one of my sons likes to experiment with different hair products because he's long curly hair, and he'll say, let's get this shampoo or let's get this product and let's get this and let's get this, and then he don't like it and then it just sits there. And I'm not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. If we buy a product, all the products in this house have to be used before we buy anything else. And if all the products are used up and we buy something else, once we buy that product, every drop of that product is going to be used up before we buy something else. But once we're out, we will buy a replacement, but only when we're out. And we're not buying multiples unless it's a fantastic sale where a $10 bottle of shampoo that we know we love is on sale for $1 and we use it constantly, then we might buy 5 of them. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's how that's going to be. Sorry about my candy. I should probably spit this out because y'all are probably like, girl, you're eating candy. But I'm going to keep myself from having the dry mouth or something from yakking so much. Okay, so I know back here, this does not look like I'm a minimalist. But I am. Just not when it comes to my books and art. Okay. So another goal that I have for this year is to be more minimal. Even more minimal than I actually am already. So as I go through this house, I'm going to, every day I'm going to make a list. And I'm going to go through this house and I'm going to declutter one spot in this house every day. And as I go through, I'm going to look at all the things we have. And I'm going to I'm just going to kind of make lists of things that we have insane extras of. And I'm just going to jot down, do not buy more cinnamon. We have 5 bottles, or, because you forget what you have. Do not buy more chili powder, because who knows, you might have 7 chili powders in your cabinet. If you don't regularly go through your things and know what you have, then you don't know what you have. And so I really, as I go through my house, I want to make sure what I have, know what I have, and know what not to buy. Like, socks were on sale this winter, and I bought 2 packs of socks because I thought I didn't have any. I was like, I don't know where all my socks went. Well, then when I got the new socks and I started to put them in another drawer, I had a brand new pack in that drawer that I didn't know I had. And so now I have 2 packs of socks, and I've just got a pack that I don't need laying in there. So I'll just wait until I wear out another pack, and then I'll use these. But if I had been on top of my minimalism and knew what I had, then I wouldn't have had an extra pack of socks laying in there. So yeah, it's going to help me out. I'm going to make a list, and I'm going to say, you need, if it's something I really, really need, you know, I'll write you need, and I'll write it on a wish list. And then I'm not, just because I need it doesn't mean I'm going to run out and buy it. But if it's like, if I keep coming back to the item, like if it was a spatula, there's, you know, if I only have one spatula, you know, I can make do with that one spatula. And I had wrote down, you need an extra spatula. If I can make do with that one spatula, then I really don't need that second spatula. So then I'm not immediately going to run out and buy that second spatula. But if I'm constantly realizing as I'm cooking, I really need that second spatula. So after about a month, I've realized I'm not going to be able to live my life without this second spatula. Then I will get me a second spatula because I need the second spatula. You know, then I will get one. But it's only going to be bought if it is a true need, no wants. Another thing I'm going to do is stop what comes in. Because a lot of things come in our house. Like, and I know people mean well. I have some friends, and they'll say, I have a bag of goodies for you. So I'll go get it. And a lot of things in it is great, useful things that I need. But then some of it will be like stuff that I do not need, I will never use. And so I'll put some of it on the Buy Nothing group or whatever. But then I have these other items that nobody wanted from the Buy Nothing group that I don't need, I don't want, nobody else wants, you know, and then I feel guilty about just throwing them in the trash. And they're just sitting here because I'm like, you know what, maybe someday I'm going to need these items. So I'm just going to stop what comes into my house. And if somebody says, I've got a bag of goodies for you, I'm going to say, do you mind if I look through it and see if it's something I need? I'm going to start doing that. And I'm also going to do the one in, one out thing. Like if something comes in my house, something has to go out. It don't have to be the same thing. Like if a sweater comes in, it doesn't have to be a sweater that goes out. It just has to be, a sweater can come in and a coffee cup can go out. But there just has to be some sort of exchange because things just get too out of control. Here's one. Avoid and unfollow shops that pressure you to shop. This is one I've been doing this week. And until this week, I hadn't noticed how much I'm influenced to make little teeny tiny purchases by social media. Because it's like everything I ever wanted, everything that I ever desired has popped up on my social media this week. When I have deliberately been trying not to shop. Everything has been on my social media. And I have been like, I haven't seen these things in years. Things that I have wanted or whatever. I haven't seen them in years, and suddenly it's right there, right in my face. And I'm like, no, I'm not. This has to stop. So I've been going on there, going to their pages and clicking unfollow if it's like a business, like a huge business like Walmart or something. And I'll just completely unfollow. But if it's one of my friends who has a little small business and it's something that like a clothing business or something like that, then I'm just going to their page. I'm not unliking their page. I'm not stopping and, you know, supporting them. I'm just going to go on there and click unfollow so that it doesn't show up in my newsfeed. I don't have to constantly see it on my post and be like, oh, that's a gorgeous shirt. Oh, I need that dress. Because it just tempts me when I'm really trying not to be tempted. So that's one thing I'm trying to do. is just stop what I'm seeing, stop what is coming into my brain. Oh, another tip is whenever that you are going to go out somewhere. This one is hard for me because we have decided we are not going to eat out in 2025. Now, we did this in 2020. It was actually like the middle of 2020 to the middle of 2021, I think. But anyway, we went, our entire family of 4 went an entire year with no fast food. We did not do takeaways, no soft drinks, no coffees, no meals from anywhere. Everything comes from the grocery store. So I know that we can do it if we set our minds to it. It's just, you have to really set your mind to do it. And you have to pre-plan. So when you're going to go out, you have to make sure that you don't leave the house hungry, which requires some planning to have something in the house that you can eat, whether it's an apple, a banana, we like toasted English muffins with peanut butter. So we will toast English muffins and have peanut butter and eat a banana sometimes, when we're going to get ready to leave out the house. That's quick and easy. Our kids, at that time, we would buy those little cheese and pepperoni packets. The packets come with the sliced cheese, and then you could buy a bag of pepperoni, and they could have that as we was going out the door as a snack until we could get done whatever we had to do and come back to the house. This one's hard for me too. No gifts for other people unless it's an occasion. This is super hard for me. I've always been the person that when I'm out, if I see something that I think that someone else would want, or someone else's child would want, or something they would need, I want to get it for them. Especially if it's on clearance, it's a deal, and I think, my niece would love this. Just $1 or $2, and, it's something that I know the parent would like. I know the parent would allow them to have. I know the parent would appreciate. I know they need it. Then I'm just, my heart is just so big that I want to buy that, give it to them, and, just be the best auntie, but I'm not going to do that this year. I'm only going to buy gifts on occasions, like a birthday, Christmas, Easter, whatever. I'm not going to buy just random anytime gifts. And when I buy a gift, I'm going to buy that gift if it's practical. That's going to be hard for me. It's going to be a hard one. We're also going to do a low budget holiday for Easter, the 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. We're going to try to do lower budget holidays because these are things where that we can tend to just go all out, spend way too much money. Everything has become way too much materialistic, we have made everything more than it needs to be. Instead of it being about community, the real reasons for the seasons, it being about family, getting together and hanging out and just enjoying each other, we make everything materialistic, and it is ruining. Not just because I'm doing a low buy this year, but it is truly ruining the holidays. And so I want to rein that back in. Michael, maybe not, because he is a big gift giver at holidays. I think that we will agree that it needs to be reined back in a little bit, because it's more about who you're with and who you love and the experience of being together than it is about what you can give somebody, and then in 5 minutes they've forgotten about that. But they won't forget about the time that you spent with them doing crafts, having conversation, having meals, things like that. They will never forget that. So, low budget holidays. That's some things that we are going to do this year. And then we will allow for emergency purchases. We've already had to do a few emergency purchases this year. We've had to buy emergency propane, just as backups in case, because we had this big winter storm that rolled in. So we have had to buy emergency propane. as backups. We've had to buy gasoline, special gasoline for the generators. And then we had to buy filters for our water system. So we will allow for emergency purchases. We will replace clothing as needed, not once, not just because I want a new outfit, when it comes to outfits for church, I'm very guilty of this. I want a new outfit every now and then. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to buy clothing just because I want it. I have plenty of clothes in there. I really need to go through and do like capsule wardrobes, like Project 333 or something like that. But that's another topic for another day. But if every pair of socks that we have has holes in them, I will allow for a new package of socks. You know, if we don't have a single t-shirt to wear, I will allow to buy some t-shirts, you know, things that you have to have. Clothing as needed. One thing that will be allowed this year is I have to have a pair of boots for this winter storm stuff. As I said in the last video, I fell getting off the four-wheeler. I had on my tennis shoes. Well, this past summer, I fell and broke my ankle. And I cannot do that again. I cannot spend, and then I had to stay in my brace like, oh my gosh, 16 to 20 weeks or something, because I didn't have enough vitamin D and it wasn't healing, and it was just a big ordeal. So I can't do that again. So I have to have something that has some tread on it. My shoes are like a smoother tread on the bottom. They're not good for snow and ice. So I will at some point have to have a pair of boots. I'm going to look on the Buy Nothing groups. I'm going to look on Marketplace. I'm going to look on, you know, try to find, like, see if I can get a free pair or a cheap pair, just something that I can wear in storms before I go buy an expensive pair. But if I have to buy an expensive pair because I have big feet that are wide, I wear an 11 wide. So I have big feet and they're wide, and I have plantar fasciitis. I'm just a walking disaster. My shoes have to be good shoes. I will buy a pair of shoes if I have to. But I do have to have boots at some point. Because I don't want to break a leg. I've been through the ankle. I don't want to broke leg, broke back, broke neck, anything like that from falling. And I have to be out in the weather. I have animals I have to take care of. So it just I have to. It's a need. So there we go. And for all of our wants, and to sum it up, I guess, because I don't think I have anything else wrote down. For all of our wants, I think it would be a good idea for either on paper or on Amazon or wherever to make a wish list and write it down for our wants. And just keep coming back to it and see if over time, if this is something that we really want, and if it's something we really want, maybe at Christmas or maybe at a birthday, then it could be something that you get. But I think that if you put it on a list and you go back to it over time, most things you really don't want. It's just an impulse. And a lot of time we do a lot of buying that are a lot of impulses that are things that we really didn't want or we really didn't need. And we just bought it because at the moment it gave us a little rush, you know. So we're going to do wish lists. So I'm just going to show you. I have a little list here. I'm going to write down every single week how much we're spending on groceries, what we are buying that are emergency items, and things that we buy that were wants that we slipped up on. Or if we go out to eat and that is considered a want and we slipped up. I'm going to write it all down. Now, I'm not going to write down all my bills and all that stuff because I already said those things have to be paid. They're going to be paid. And but I'm going to try to keep track of how much we're spending on groceries, and see if we can reduce that. And I'm also going to see the emergency buys, the wants, and all that, and just see how we do throughout the year. But at the end of January, I'm going to see if we have done better, or each week maybe come back in and say, you know what, this week I did better than last week. Because let me tell you, the first week in January, the amount we have spent on groceries, not good, not good. I'll tally all that up. Then at the end of next week, we'll see if we've done better next week than we have done this week. And see if we can save some money. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, and I'm sorry, I know this has been a long video, is what we want to do ideally is just pay off what credit we have, credit debt that we have. It's not a lot, but we want to pay that off. So we're going to take whatever money, and we're going to have an emergency fund. And then after that, we're going to take money that's left in the payday that we would pay towards bills that week. And once we get that bill, we're going to use the smaller bills, and we're going to like snowball it. And once we have that small bill paid off, whatever we were paying on that small bill, we'll take that amount, pay it on the next bill. Once that bill's paid off, we'll take those two amounts, pay it on the next bill, and so on. Kind of like the Dave Ramsey thing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get some of this debt paid down by the end of the year. Will we do it? Will we keep with it? Will we succeed? Who knows? But we're going to give it a try. Is anybody else doing a low buy? Let me know. Have a great day. I love you all, and I'm praying for you.